It's your pal Terry Bean.
And Dakota Leonard.
We are coming back at you, not quite live, but with some more fun insurance information that you can use to make better choices and to actually understand what's going on in your insurance world. So we got our format, we got it all figured out,
Yeah.
right?
We're going to stick with that until we decide to make it better. It's fine for now.
It's fine for now.
It's fine for now.
We're doing a good enough insurance podcast at this point. That's
the
that's
podcast is good enough.
It's
Yeah.
good enough for right now. So the first thing on our agenda is the word of the day, Dakota. She did not like the word I picked out last time, people.
Horrible, people. Horrible. So I got a word that actually could be useful to someone.
Do you remember last time's word? Oh, look, is she cheating?
Let's flip it back.
Appertenant, structure. This is important, people.
Wow.
You didn't even remember last time's word.
We
You picked it
Danny,
out.
I made him mark it with a P.
I didn't remember how to pronounce it. I knew it had an A and some P's in it, Jamie. It didn't, I didn't remember. I just wanted to make sure.
I'm going to think about
Yes.
that when I get a chicken coop.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
you-
that's a great example of an
Yeah.
appertenant structure, Jamie. Thank you for that.
All
All right, so what's today's important and useful word
A
of the day?
useful word. It's going to be business owner's policy.
Ooh.
Very, very frequently referred to as a BOP. So if you ever hear like BOP, BOP, BOP,
Bam.
BOP, BOP,
Boom.
the acronym stands for business owner's policy. And the precise definition is package policy designed to provide broad property and liability coverage for a small business. Just what it is.
Oh, so you get both the property stuff
Yep.
and the liability.
Correct.
Because those are generally two different types of policies for business.
Completely different, but that's what they're saying is that they can bundle it together within one small policy. But the very most important part is that people think, oh, I got a small business, let me just get a BOP. It's not just for all small businesses. You kind of want to think of it as like if it's not a flower shop or mom and pop. See how that rhymes?
Oh, I like that.
Flower
Mom
shop,
and
mom
pop
and
for
pop.
your bop. Mm-hmm.
It really won't fit into a BOP. It's so many complexities and layers that should go into your insurance. But if you are something like a mom and pop or a flower shop, a BOP would be perfect for you. It's gonna have everything you need, bells and whistles. Price gonna be really good. You keep going. You know, you're living your life with flowers in a pot. You don't need a lot, so it should be perfect. But even like our insurance agency, we wouldn't necessarily need the most simplest BOP because there are professional exposures. When you start doing stuff like that, you're gonna need something a little bit more complex.
And when we get into the really more complex stuff, we're going to bring Christina in, right?
Yeah,
We'll have
yeah.
her talk it up a little bit.
She my soul sister.
She is too. You guys actually refer to each other. So
We do. We always tell each other. I can't wait for you guys to see her.
You almost twins.
Yeah, we are like twins.
That's
I want
good.
you to comment and say, "Oh my goodness, you and Christina look just like sisters."
You'd be like, maybe same mom, different daddy. type of
Yes,
twins. Maybe that's what's up.
Same mama, different day.
Okay, so just before we leave the BOP, so you mentioned that our office here
Right.
might have been a candidate, but we got some other professional exposures.
Right,
But when we talk about commercial property, we're not just talking about the building,
right.
right? So you could be leasing space
Mhm.
in an office building and still get a BOP. You don't need to own the building.
Definitely not.
Because your commercial business has other property than the physical property that the building does.
This desk is business property. This whiteboard, this camera we using, every computer we use, everything that the company actually owns, the art the stuff that's behind us. This is business property. Phil Klein Insurance Group had to buy it. It's ours.
That's it. Okay, so it expands more than just that kind of
Exactly.
property. Because insurance, we use a lot of words and we use them for different reasons.
Right.
But we should break out some more acronyms because insurance acronyms are the best.
Ooh,
Yeah.
maybe we'll do that next time. The next word we'll do, maybe quickly after we'll do like commonly used acronyms. Maybe not telling the
Ooh.
definitions, but stuff like people know, but like what's the like? I thought BOP was everybody say BOP. I'm gonna be honest with you. Until I started doing commercial insurance, I didn't know what a BOP was. I thought that was how you get your kids to act right.
Yeah, see, you
That's
get a
what I
bop. I thought it was like from an old Batman TV show, right? They
That's
got the
what I thought.
boom and the bop and the bam. I thought that's what was up, but
It's in the
bop.
book.
It's a thing.
It's in the book.
Oh,
Squiggly line.
look at
It's in the
it.
book.
It's in. Oh, hey, so we already planning for next year.
We already played.
I like that. I like that. All right, so we did the word of the day,
Mm-hmm.
BOP, Business Owners Policy. Now we're going to roll into kind of our leadership lesson.
Yes.
Because I think that's an important thing, right? Dakota and I are on the leadership team here, so we're trying to teach our team, help them grow, make us all better, and we try and learn from each other as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So today was interesting because we had our sales meeting today.
We did.
We don't normally film on sales meeting day, but today we did.
We don't.
But it was good because
Good.
we missed yesterday's sales meeting.
And it's shall remain nameless of why the sales meeting was missed yesterday. That will remain nameless.
We won't-
No one will say why the sales meting was postponed to today.
We don't want to pick on anyone in
Nope.
particular with two initials
We
and
won't
T and
do
B. So I own that. Check my LinkedIn for future proof. But today we talked about some things, right? About the culture, right? And in corporate culture, you got a couple of different things. And if you're all good with where you are and what's going on, you can have a rather complacent culture. But if your business is trying to grow, you have to move in one of two directions. You have to move into a more assertive role, right? Where people are actually know what they want and they're asking for it and they're going out and getting it in a respectful and kind of way. But they're committed and they're clear and they're focused and they're doing the things. Or, especially in a sales environment, you could end up in an aggressive culture. In an aggressive culture, people probably know what they want. They're going to go out and get it. They're going to do the things they need to do to make stuff happen, but they may not be as concerned with what the ripple effect of that is because they're worried about doing the darn thing now and not what happens next.
And it could be a reason for both models. Like the assertiveness, I would say, is more so something that I would be more comfortable with just because I think of being confidently focused. Like to me, that's the definition of assertive, being confidently focused. I know what I need. I know what I can do and what I gotta do, and that's it. I got on blinders. I'm there. I'm about to get this thing done. That aggressiveness, it can come off, like you said, it's kind of like you don't care what the rubble look like behind you, but you still gonna reach the same goal. You still gonna get there. You're just gonna have maybe little bodies left behind, but
little shrapnel,
little bit. But it, it's not for everybody, and that's a form of culture. If that's what you do, that's a formula for somebody's success. That's fine.
Yeah, and you can have any one of those three, but you have to make sure that the culture aligns with the mission and aligns with the type of company that you want to have and the people around you want to have. So we're all about, listen, we take quick, decisive action because we know where we're going. Right? When you don't know where you're going, where you don't know that vision, you don't know that mission, it gets a little harder to get there. And it's a lot harder to get people motivated to get there.
It's almost like what you just said about knowing already. It's like we don't need to reroute. You know how you doing a navigation, like reroute. We don't need to do that. We already know where we're going. Hopefully no trees fall in the street. We should be fine other than that. We should get where we're going if no trees fall down.
That's it.
Or power lines.
Well, and that's an interesting thing because when you know where you're going, things are usually a hell yeah. If they're in the direction that you're going, that's a yes. Right? And if it's not a hell yeah, then maybe it should be a no. You ever find yourself trying to take on too much?
Terry, me? Jamie, can you comment on this?
Nope.
See, Jamie knows how to say no.
My eyes start twitching. My eyes start twitching a little bit. Yes, I do, because it's like you want to do everything. You want to help everybody. So it can just kind of it never gets really overwhelming because I know what I'm doing in each segment. It's almost really just time is the reason why some things don't get quite done into that. Like today, I just had to stop my day, come in here, fool with Terry.
See?
I got other stuff to do, but Terry got me in here fooling with him. So, see?
Given the option, which would you think is more fun?
This is funner, but I have other things to do. I'll allocate the appropriate time to that like later in the morning. Tomorrow, probably.
It's a tomorrow issue.
Tomorrow
I see that. We'll get you back into it real quick. We got a little story to tell, right? We got a little story. We started a story in the last video, and she thought I was going one way.
Yeah.
And thought I was telling a true story, and I thought I was just making up a story. But evidently the stories kind of started similarly.
Yes.
So we're going to pick up on the one that you actually thought was going on.
The true story.
This is a real life, actually happened not too terribly long ago. Our office is right at 14 Mile in Orchard Lake.
Right.
And at some point, and you'll know better than I, but in the last 3 years, maybe, they put this ginormous roundabout in. And this roundabout's so impressive that the roundabout has lights on all four sides before you get in.
This is a story about how Terry can't drive.
Yes.
Okay.
And how the roundabout is a
Terry
death trap.
can drive fine.
He
He's a good driver.
He risked my life twice, actually. The first time I was actually okay with it. I was like, you know what? He thought about it, and he just, kind of went another way. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you, baby Jesus. Then the second time, it was like, time stop. But I'm going to let him go ahead and tell the story.
You know what? I don't think it happened. I'm not even sure any of this is true now.
And guess what else, Terry? We were coming back from the same place
spot.
both. We left the same place both times, and he did the same thing both times, coming back to the office. 2 times in a row.
So they have signs on the road, and these signs are designed to tell you which lane does what. But the signs don't do you any good if you don't pay attention to them, people. If you're not looking at the signs, and you miss the stuff that's in the road that has the same arrows on them, yeah. I was distracted.
You're not the only one, Terry. I run into this every morning when I'm trying to get to work.
Well, see, you drive through it. You just try and make it up. So I went.
I mean, I know what I'm doing. I'm talking about other people.
Yeah, that was.
Thank you. The other people, meaning Terry Bean.
Other
people,
doing,
a.k.a. Terry Bean.
I thought it was a suggestion.
No.
I didn't think it was actually definitive.
It's the law.
It's the law. It's the way it is.
Physics.
So if you're in the right lane, you turn right. If you're in the middle lane, you go straight. If you in the left lane, you can go straight or left.
Right.
That don't make no damn sense to me.
Evidently,
That didn't seem fair to me.
So people, guess what lane we were in?
It wasn't the far right.
The middle lane. We had one option, straight. We ain't got no turns, no options. He takes the middle center lane and wants to turn left in front of the car next to us.
In conjunction with the car next to us. Now, it just didn't happen to work out. I wanted them to go left, and I wanted us to go left.
I get it, but both times those people wanted to go straight, Terry.
I think they might have been wrong.
Well, the second guy felt your energy through the car, and that's when time stopped. Him and Terry looked at each other. They caught each other's gaze, and the man literally stopped and was like, and he let Terry cut him off, and we went on about the roundabout and came. That first person, oh no, that was an angry little lady. She was like, not today, Johnny. And she made us keep going straight.
She might have sped up.
Was it me? No, because that's something I would do.
But this was the best part. The very first time Terry thought he was right, he was right. He was like, why didn't she let me go to that? So I didn't say nothing because I was still fearing for my life. So I didn't say nothing. We don't know if it's the highway. We got to do the Michigan left, so we back. Okay, I made it. Cool. But when he did it the second time, it's like it clicked. He was like, oh, I'm wrong. He literally, he got an epiphany in the midst of sacrificing my life. He was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I'm not supposed to do that. But then the man still let him go. So that was a nice thank you to the man. He saved my life. But Terry was really nice. On the side of the car that was going to get hit. So maybe my life was always going to be
probably going to be okay.
I probably was always going to
be
right.
You probably going to be
I shouldn't even been out
We were in a circle, man. They weren't going very fast.
Yeah.
It would have been like a bump.
It would have been like an inconvenience.
I'd have probably broken a leg.
It would have been just the inconvenience. We could have walked back to the office.
I might have been like a hood ornament for that dude at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. He was very gracious. He let us through. I waved. I gave him the polite wave, right? That's all you got to do if you're going to be a bad driver. Just
I gave him the prayer hands. I was like, thank you, sir. That's what I did.
It was
we made
It
it.
was a lesson learned.
Yes,
I
it was good.
probably won't make that mistake again. What do you think the odds of me not making that mistake again are?
The next time we go to Buffalo Wild Wings, we will see what happens.
We'll update y'all because this is inquiring minds want to know.
We didn't go today. Okay, next Tuesday we'll go.
No, I'm blocking
We
out Tuesday
only
lunches.
go on Tuesdays, just so everyone knows.
In case you ever in the area.
In case you ever in the area, you want to meet us over there, we only go on Tuesdays around 1-ish because Terry likes to eat lunch late. I like to eat lunch early. I'm thinking about lunch 7:30. I think about my lunch options. Terry, he actually like lunch closer to 2, but I make him pull it up to 1 and we just compromise.
That's it. 7:30 to 1 or 2. Yeah, that's about a compromise.
That's right.
That's fair. Seems right.
That's good.
All right, so
All right.
that's the fun little. I almost tried to kill Dakota story. It twice. In case we're counting.
Yeah.
She's still here though. She's still here and doing good. All right. So this last piece that we want to talk about might be 2 pieces. We might have a little bonus discussion at the tail end about the naming stuff.
I love Terry. How he just, at the end, he like, figure it out, Dakota. Okay,
Listen,
go ahead and
yeah,
tell
we're
me.
a transition.
Okay,
here.
tell me.
It's a smooth transition.
Okay, I'm ready.
So we're gonna get into some educational stuff.
Okay.
Right? And so, those of us in Michigan know what kind of rain we've experienced
Yes.
over the past month and a half, 6 weeks or so, and the power outages, and some of y'all had some flooding, and oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
And we learned some stuff.
Yeah,
As
we
the
did.
agency, we learned some stuff about different coverages that, not that we didn't know, but different carriers assign different values to type of things.
Yes.
And sometimes those carriers don't cover what you expect them, and most importantly, want them to cover.
Correct.
And so we want to talk a little bit about good questions you should be asking your agency or your agent, or good things that you should be looking at in your policy
Right.
to make sure you're covered as well as you want to be.
Right. You should always know what coverage you have before you ever have to use it. You don't ever want to be in a claim situation after something's happened and then discover like, oh, I didn't have something as small and as simple that was $3 for something that's so important. So we kind of think we just thought about like 3 top things. You should understand your policy. And the biggest part of that is, like Terry was saying, insurance language is not as cookie cutter as it might seem. One word can mean this. Who's the insured? Who's the insurer? Who, it's so understanding the policy is important. And if you don't understand it, ask. There's never too many times that you could ask somebody something, and as your situation's changed, ask more questions again. If you a single person, no kids, no wife, don't have that vicious dog in your house, then you get married, got a little baby, and Cujo, that moved in, it's like, tell us, inform us so we can adequately give you recommendations like this will best fit you. Maybe you should think about this, stuff like that. And then that goes to asking the right questions. Obviously, like, we have vast amount of information. We can't spill it out every time we talk to you or any client every single time. So the more you ask, the more knowledgeable you will become, because we'll give you tidbits here, this. So I think asking the right questions, and if you don't know what to ask, sometimes just saying like, a good thing is like, people always ask me this, what do you have? What would you do? What do you recommend? Like, just that little bit can be helpful. So I like that.
And I want to jump in on this real quick, because this is a good way to gauge your agent or the agency you're working with too. Sometimes you'll walk into somebody or talk to somebody and they will be a little more hesitant to give you the answers. Now, that's not normally because they're mean and jerkish. It could be that they don't know. But if they don't know, then how are you supposed to? So it's a good thing to actually test your agent or your agency a little bit on their overall knowledge and their willingness to provide it to you. Because if they're not willing to provide it to you, that is not the place for you.
It's not. No, that's good. Knowledge is power. Like, if you withholding information from clients, they gonna think something sketchy about you. Like, why wouldn't you want me to know that? So no, we try to. I hear that. That's something I hear actually quite frequently. Like, oh, I never knew that. thank you so much for telling me that, or just like in that way, like they're appreciative of the information being provided. So I like that. And then lastly, the third thing would be like recommendations per your insurance needs. Like I said, it's the two comparisons. The single person versus the married parents won't have the same needs. They don't have the same risk. The person that's only renting the home versus the homeowner, or the person that has a tenant in a home that they own, the risks are different. So it's just like per your needs. We need to, if you give us enough information, which preferably we like the truth, please do not withhold the truth.
That's good.
We can, appropriately give you the recommendations that will best fit you.
Let's talk about like stuff that ends up in people's yards, for instance.
Oh.
Like a trampoline, right?
Yes.
That's something you got to disclose.
Yes.
You need to know that.
Swimming pool.
Swimming pool,
Yes.
good one, Jamie.
You're going to end up hurting yourself in the long run if you don't bring that information forward to begin with. Because if something were to happen, you'd be in trouble.
Exactly. And we only know about it at the last time we spoke to you. Swimming pool, prime example. You just buying a home. The home doesn't have a swimming pool. 2 years later, you get a swimming pool. Your dream swimming pool. 1 year later, someone gets hurt in the swimming pool. The insurance company like, you never told us you even had a swimming pool. Because you never called and told us you made a modification and an update. Like, just as your life changes, your insurance needs to change with your life. And people kind of don't realize that. Of course, we don't want to be on speed dial like, hey, Jamie, listen, I just got a new pool. You can come over whenever you want. Not that. We're saying just make it appropriately, like, in the next week or so, week, month, year that you get it done. Please let us know, and then you should be fine.
Yeah, before you need it. Right?
Yeah, before you need it.
That's it. That's what insurance really is, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing is having it before you need it, but
Yep.
if you don't disclose it properly, it can't cover you properly.
That's what I like about the annual review time. It's literally that time of year where you like, oh, I didn't tell you 4 months ago my child turned 15 and they got a permit, now they driving. You don't even think about, my daughter is about to start that. Everybody, I need your blessings.
I will not be driving that through that circle.
We won't be driving. She about to start driver's training. Now, we've only planned. We've made deposits. She hasn't even went to the first class. Until she get a certificate, I will be not informing the insurance company. Once she gets a certificate, trust me, they will be the first to know. They will be proud. I won't send them the certificate. Look at this. Look what my baby did. Look at this. She passed this class. All she hit was a tree. That's all. She just scammed it.
That tree's still there.
It's still there.
Didn't even notice.
You know what? I think some things too that people need to pay attention to is, do you have glass coverage? What happens if your windshield gets broken? Do you have full glass, or are you going to be relying on your comp deductible?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have rental car coverage?
That's the one right there.
Do you have? There's another one. Towing. Do you have roadside?
Yes.
Because these are things you need to know before you need them. Because if you get stuck on the side of the road, the last thing you want to do is try to call your insurance company and discover that you don't have coverage.
And they be
And
pissed.
you can add it then, but you won't be able to use it then.
Yep.
You know
So-
what? It's funny you bring that up. My last agency, I won't name any names. They were like a good neighbor, but they didn't really sing like one.
But they weren't there?
They weren't there. They weren't. No,
there.
you know what
They weren't
happened?
there.
I got hit by a drunk driver one afternoon, right? And I knew that we had rental coverage on our car.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me say car? We had 3 cars at the time.
Yeah.
You had it on one
Yeah,
And
no,
they
car?
put it on one car.
No.
Guess what car got hit? Not that car.
Not that car, yeah. That's why
That's
I like
some
to
crap.
mirror coverages.
Why wouldn't you mirror coverage?
Because everything is a la carte. It's what you want. You get to select the coverages. That's why I like everything to be the same across the
If
board.
you've got like an old beater that you
That's
drive
different.
around, you're not gonna want some things on that you have on your
Yes.
brand new car. So that's why whenever somebody calls to add a vehicle, then the question that we always ask is, do you want the same coverages on
want
this
it?
vehicle that you
Yep.
have on your previous vehicles?
The answer's
You
gonna
know,
be yes,
you want to
most
make
times.
sure before you hang up with that client that they have everything they need. But as a client, you need to make sure that you have everything you need. So ask, double check.
Double check.
Like-
And that was a Great, now it's my fault again. Like I'm in the roundabout all over people.
No, you made the
Yes,
assumption. You
the
made the
assumption
assumption
was-
that your agency would take care of
I
it.
thought they would, because
Yes.
that was kind of their job in my head, right?
In your head. Only,
In my head,
only.
not in the real world.
But people are not infallible. That's why it does not hurt to ask.
No. You can never ask too many questions. The tow and rental, I think, come up the most.
Mhm.
People really think they have roadside
And glass
assistance.
coverage, that comes up
And they
quite
do-
a bit too.
Because I think people do not associate glass coverage with comprehensive. They don't even associate the words. So even sometimes when I'm speaking to people, and I'm like, would you like collision coverage? And I ask them, what deductible would you like? This is the amount. I almost like baby spell it. This is your out-of-pocket expense. Do you want to pay it if you're at fault for the accident, or do you want to not pay for it if you're not at fault? So I go over what's broad and collision, but I try to be like baby. Do you want to pay if you're not at fault? Okay, you want broad collision. They don't even know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
But you know you don't want to pay if you're not at fault.
That's
That's
it. And maybe that's a topic too, is
What?
just to explain the difference between broad and
Broad
And
and
limited
standard.
and
Just
standard.
every little people have even asked me, you would think comprehensive, we don't see. That's a word that we probably
Right.
don't do. Comprehensive. People have no clue how big that word, how many things are encompassed under comprehensive. Anything besides collision, comprehensive. That's it. Anything. If it's not an accident, it's comprehensive. That's it.
that's it. So somebody comes in and smashes into my car, is that a collision or is that
Collision.
That's a collision. Okay.
Unless they smash into it with a baseball bat. Then,
Right.
yeah.
Then it's comprehensive.
Then it's comprehensive.
Or if a tree
Or
fall
if a
on
tree
it.
fall on it. If
Comprehensive.
a tree falls on my car and there's no one there to hear it, does my car
Can you still
need
make
to go
a
in the
claim?
shop? How's that work? Very philosophical, people.
Mhm.
This is the sound of one hand clapping. Okay. All right. So we're good with the educational piece for now.
Yes, for now.
Should we talk about the name?
What name?
Exactly, people. We have to name this show. And
Oh,
so we messing around with that. And so I don't know, we thinking about that? Have you thought about it at all?
No.
Okay, perfect.
No, but the name of the show, I think the funny part is the other day when he put, you put DJ and T stuff.
Yes.
I thought that was the name of the show. I swear. I was like, oh, DJ and T stuff.
That
I mean, if you say it like that, DJ and T stuff,
That's
it do
the name.
sound like I was like, okay.
That's what we call it.
No vote here, people. He
No.
did not take a vote, but that was okay. I was gonna roll with it. Jamie, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I don't
know.
know. I would assume it would have something like with insurance in the title, or.
Oh, you think so?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I want a sexy name.
hey, insurance is sexy.
Everybody knows.
Oh,
Ooh.
call it that.
What?
Insurance is sexy.
Insurance is sexy.
Oh, Jamie, yes. No, Jamie, I'm serious.
You know what? We might be able to get that as a domain because I'm sure no one's ever used
I
those
don't know.
words in a
Insurance
sentence
is
before.
Jamie.
Insurancesexy.com.
Yes.
So,
I like that.
that's funny.
Okay.
That's funny. I had it as the IG show, right? Because
Yeah, you
the IG, right?
You did.
That's us.
Insurance group.
That's it. Because there's no PK sitting at this table, but we the IG portion
Yeah.
of it, all of us.
That's true.
So that was a thing.
Okay.
I like the DJ and T stuff. I was just me
No.
putting something on the calendar so no one would know what the heck we were doing.
No, but I literally thought I was like, oh, okay. We'll put that in the top 5, Terry.
Yeah, we'll put that.
We'll put top 5.
We can put that number 6 in
Yeah,
the
we'll
top
put
5.
top 5.
It wasn't a
And
thing.
we'll think of some between now and the next time.
Okay, so we're gonna actively work. On
Yes, we
naming
will
the
actively
show.
use our juices and our brains. We're gonna do that.
Insurance juice. That's Jamie. Jamie does not like
Jamie
insurance
said,
juice.
no,
I can
no.
see her face.
She making an ugly face. No, okay. Cross off.
Look like she had prune juice,
Yeah,
and
no,
not
no, no,
insurance
no, not
juice.
that one.
Insurance juice. That just sounds gross.
It do.
It
IG.
spills all
There
over
was
you.
some other ones we thought of the other day though. Remember, Terry?
We should come up with something.
Yeah, we'll do a little brainstorming. We'll do like, and you know what's good for brainstorming? Like words, just like how we said insurance. I said like, we do word association.
Yeah, and then
That's
Stuff
easy.
will happen.
And
Stuff will
Jamie's
happen.
very creative, so
She is. Thank goodness.
we'll depend on Jamie.
All right.
That-
Wait, not done. All right, so we're gonna do this again.
Where's she at?
sooner.
Where Jamie go?
Where'd Jamie go? Why Jamie
I
under
knew
the
she
sun?
left.
Why'd she leave?
She left us so soon.
Oh,
Oh, you want to tell them what that means?
we could name it this.
We could.
We could name it that. Then we could name it Step TFU. Maybe
We'll see.
we could.
And
We'd have to
most
explain what it
people,
is.
we would have to explain what it is because the very first time somebody saw that, of course, you know what they thought it was. It's not, people. That is not what it means. We would never say that to your face. Ever. Never, 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 never. That is not what it means. But I like that too.
Yeah.
That's kind of like would you say this is like a mantra?
It
Would you
is.
say?
It's a mantra.
Yeah.
That's a very good word for
That's
it.
not what that means.
No.
It
I
means-
thought
it
that's
means
what
it-
that means.
It means exactly what you think it means.
Oh.
no, we
Dakota
know
uses
what it means.
Oh,
not
okay,
the-
not the audience. They don't.
Okay.
They don't know.
Mm-mm.
Because somebody saw that and they was like, what? Why would you say that?
It's just we had to make up something for what it means now.
No,
No,
know
we
it.
just leave it.
Yeah, we don't leave it.
Okay. Yeah, y'all don't know. I guess.
Y'all don't know.
Y'all don't know.
Yeah, they don't know.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
this was
Okay.
fun.
It was. I think that it went a little smoother, quicker. What you think, Jamie?
Yeah, it was high energy, fast paced.
That was the Coca-Cola. What about you?
You had the Coca-Cola.
I had
before.
Coca-Cola.
She got all jacked up.
I got Coca-Cola. I got jacked up. I went and got my what is this?
You also seem
That's
more
your
re-
non-hoodie.
you seem more relaxed.
hoodie.
You know?
Ooh,
Your
this is
hoodless
my
hoodie.
This is my hoodless hoodie, but
That's what's up.
Jamie said this was my
Fleece.
My fleece. Oh, this thing is so soft, y'all.
It is
Ooh,
soft.
It's soft. It's gray, and it's very slimming because it's not my size. It's very slimming, and I love the logo right here.
lovely.
And Terry got on our
This
shirt.
shirt is so comfortable.
It
That
is.
is
I
the
have-
most
It
comfortable
is. It's like that
t-shirt
These
I've
are the
soft
ever
best.
had.
cotton,
These are
and
the
then
best.
this hat is for very big heads.
That have a
Yeah,
very-
it fits my husband.
I have
They
a
do, like
large
very
shirt.
big heads, like when I have hair, and then poof, yeah.
Then you
it's
can pop
good.
it on.
When
That's
Terry don't have hair,
We-
then poof,
I
pop it
don't
on.
have hair, and it's still poof right
Still
on.
pop right on. So
we,
yeah,
we got good gear here. We got
We
cool
actually do.
pens too.
yeah. Actually, I have one of these everywhere.
Yes, those are nice.
They write nice too, and mugs, of course.
So if you ever want to stop by, come in and say hello and ask us for gear, we'll hook you up.
Yes,
Say, hey, I saw the show. I want some swag, and we'll give it to them. I think.
but they have to get past Jamie first.
They well, Jamie, that's true.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
It
So true.
might depend on Jamie's mood.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it
Jamie?
goes.
I'm like the troll under the bridge.
Yo, do you have any tips for what they can bring you to get left by?
A
I
treat.
don't know, what do they want? What do they want in
A
the
treat.
in this story?
You have to bring something for our
Wasn't
kitchen.
it like gold or something? They get money, right?
We do stuff for sweets around here. I
Yeah,
don't know what you're
yeah,
talking.
yeah.
Those
Maybe
baked
more
goods.
like Rolos.
Yeah, those baked goods.
They're wrapped in gold.
Right?
That
So
counts.
that was the gold
Yeah.
foil. Was the Ferrara Rocher, or how do you
Oh
say that?
yeah, I'll take that too.
Uh-huh. Little hazelnut. All right. That's amazing.
Funny.
That's amazing.
Okay.
All right, people. We'll
Yep.
look forward to seeing you real soon.
Yes.
Have a good one.